Welcome to the podcast. Let's dive into the latest deep dive into car brand rankings from Consumer Reports. We're looking at multiple reports ranging from 2023 up to 2025. It's like a full spectrum review of what brands are shining and which ones might need a closer look.
Right. There's so much to unpack. From reliability to owner satisfaction and road test scores, these reports give us a lot of data to chew over. So, where should we start?
Let's kick off with the 2025 report card. In this one, Consumer Reports rated cars from 32 brands. And one of the big moments, Subaru has managed to claim the top spot from BMW by edging out just by a single point in its overall score.
That's incredible. To think that such small differences can shuffle the top rankings. It really shows how every tiny bit of performance, reliability, or even owner satisfaction counts, right?
Exactly, and it's interesting because even though Subaru leaps ahead in overall score, other brands had their own shifts. For example, Lexus jumped from 5th to 3rd, not by improving its own metrics, but rather because Porsche and Honda slid slightly.
Right, I see. So when brands show movement like that, do you think it's more about improvements or limitations from others?
Well, it's a bit of both, really. It's like a seesaw where one brand's dip can create the illusion of another brand climbing up. Audi, for instance, climbed 6 spots to settle at 6th thanks to improved predicted reliability scores.
Interesting. And what about the brands that slipped? I recall Buick dropping a few places, right?
Yes, exactly. Buick slid 4 places to end up at 17th, largely due to lower road test scores. The new Invista, for example, just had an adequate score. Similarly, Cadillac experienced a 7-spot tumble due to its Lyriq EV suffering from well below average reliability.
Yeah, that's rough. It's clear that these rankings are not just about one excellent model, but rather how the entire brand's lineup does, right?
Absolutely, and that brings up another key point. The rankings are based on averages, so if a brand has a small product line, any single model's performance can significantly affect the score. Think of it as a weighted effect where each model carries more weight.
Indeed, and it seems like Consumer Reports is really urging buyers to look for consistency. Even high-scoring brands might have a model that's an outlier, either incredibly good or not so good.
Right on. Buyers should really dig into specific model ratings. For example, even within giants like Toyota, you might see a high score for the Camry contrasted with a lower score for the Tacoma in road tests and predicted reliability.
So it's not enough to trust just the brand's overall reputation. You have to get granular in your research.
Exactly, and that's a strong takeaway from these reports. Now, if we shift our focus a bit, there are separate ratings for road tests, reliability, and owner satisfaction for new models, and even used car reliability is ranked separately. This helps consumers understand not only how new models stack up, but also which brands tend to hold up over time.
Indeed, I really appreciate that level of detail. It's like they're giving us a full toolkit to figure out which brand resonates with our needs. And did you notice the section highlighting brands with no model recommendations?
Oh yes, that's a critical highlight. In 2025, 7 brands, including Lincoln, Alfa Romeo, Dodge, GMC, Land Rover, Rivian, and Jeep, didn't have a single model recommended by Consumer Reports. This definitely signals caution for potential buyers looking at those brands.
Absolutely. That sort of data is invaluable. It basically pinpoints brands that might be a gamble if you're looking for that consistent performance and value.
Right, and that ties back into how the rankings are used. The idea is to steer buyers away from the brands that have uncertainties or consistent performance issues. The overall message is to aim for consistency over time.
True. Now, shifting gears a bit, what do we see from the 2024 rankings? There's a bit of difference there, right?
Yes, exactly. In the 2024 report, they rated 34 brands. BMW topped it with an 82-point score, while Subaru, despite now coming in strong in 2025, was the leading mainstream brand at 80. It's like BMW had that extra edge in the road test and owner survey categories back then.
And Porsche took third, with both Porsche and Cadillac moving up 10 positions due to improved reliability that year, if I recall correctly.
Right. That boost in reliability scores was, a game changer for those brands. And notably, Consumer Reports recommended all models tested for certain brands like BMW, Porsche, Honda, Mini, Kia, Mazda, and Acura in 2024. But there were also 9 brands with no recommendations: Dodge, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes-Benz, Rivian, GMC, Jaguar, Land Rover, and Jeep.
Yeah, it's almost like the reports are giving us a dual perspective. Here's who's consistently strong across the board, and here's who's potentially a risk.
Exactly, and that dual approach is pretty robust. Plus, if we factor in the details on how the overall scores are calculated, it's even more informative. The scores, as you know, are determined by road tests, predicted reliability, owner satisfaction, and safety factors.
Right, and they run more than 50 tests for the road test score alone. It's like they leave no stone unturned in ensuring the vehicles are genuinely evaluated.
Indeed, and the predicted reliability ratings come from survey data on potential trouble areas, while owner satisfaction is based on a "would you buy it again?" question. And let's not forget safety, which includes crash test evaluations and even extra points for key crash prevention systems.
Yeah, that comprehensive approach really brings out the strengths and weaknesses of each brand. But I'm curious, don't you think that sometimes these processes might oversimplify the nuance within a brand's lineup?
I get that concern. While averaging scores does help provide an overall picture, it can indeed mask some of the nuances. For instance, a brand like Toyota can have a model with exceptional performance and one that falls short. It highlights why consumers must check the individual model
Agreed.
scores before making any decisions.
That makes sense. It's not a one-size-fits-all scenario, which means ideal buyers really need to do their homework.
Exactly, and it's not just new cars. The reports even offer separate analysis for used car reliability, which is fantastic if you're venturing into pre-owned territory.
That's really useful. It certainly is. Now, what about the segmentation between luxury and mainstream brands? I noticed there were charts that split the rankings accordingly.
Yes, that's another critical angle. By separating luxury brands from mainstream ones, the reports cater to different sets of buyer expectations. Luxury brands, for instance, include BMW, Porsche, Lexus, and so on, and they are benchmarked within that group to reflect their market positioning. Meanwhile, you see mainstream brands like Subaru, Honda, Toyota, and Mazda being compared for their practical performance and value.
Indeed. So it essentially gives a more tailored perspective for buyers depending on what segment they're looking at.
Right, and even within the luxury segment, you get details like overall scores and rank changes. For example, in one chart, BMW still comes out on top in luxury, with others like Lexus and Mini following closely.
Exactly. Looking back at the 2023 report, it seems that many of the same themes persisted. There were shifts like Genesis making a big leap and Chrysler dropping significantly. What does that say about market consistency?
Well, the 2023 rankings remind us that the car market is dynamic. Even brands that traditionally perform well have their ups and downs. For example, BMW was at the top thanks to solid road test performances, while Genesis saw a leap upward because of reliability improvements, and yet brands with small product lines, like Chrysler, can show dramatic swings.
True that. It's like every year, consumer experiences and production changes reflect right back in these numbers, and it pushes manufacturers to maintain consistency if they want to stay on top.
Exactly, it creates a feedback loop where continuous improvement is crucial, and any lag in one area, be it reliability or safety, can really drag a brand down the list. This comprehensive ranking methodology, with factors ranging from road tests to owner satisfaction, gives car buyers a multidimensional view.
Right, very holistic indeed. In the end, I think these reports are a gold mine for anyone in the market for a new or used car. They're pushing for transparency and providing a detailed roadmap for smart buying. Any final thoughts?
Just to reiterate, consistency matters. Even if a brand is highly rated overall, always drill down into individual models before making a decision. And, keeping an eye on both mainstream and luxury segments helps tailor your choice to your real needs.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up our deep dive. Thanks for chatting about these intricate details, and here's to making informed decisions on the road ahead.